What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 224, and we start today's episode off with our first Madrid derby since we joined Atletico Madrid. This is our first Madrid derby, and it is at the Bernabeu to take on Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg. So what a fantastic tie this was going to be. The stakes could not be higher to book a place to the final of the Copa del Rey, and unfortunately for us, Quintero, making his debut, if I remember correctly, was trying to man-mark Chevalier, but that's exactly why Chevalier will never play for us again. He's just too good, man. Pace, strength, aerial ability, just perfect technical attributes. He's just too good, you know, and that was a fantastic header. It was literally the perfect header, really. But in the 70th minute, Jack Christie came through here. Got a bit lucky here. Jimenez's shot brilliantly saved by Friesen, but there is Oliver Torres at the far post diving in. So a nice counter-attack, really, but even so, it was a pretty lucky end, really, because I failed on the sweat and got a little bit lucky as the ball ricocheted off Friesen into the path of Oliver Torres. But 5 minutes later, we played out from the back, and the ball found Ndoye here, who found Jack Christie. Christie tried to come through, didn't have the pace. What a save by Friesen, but if you thought that was good, the second save was just world class. Unbelievable from Friesen. How that ball stayed out, I'll never know. But he see Labia taking a shot here, well saved by Sergio Asenjo in my goal, and from that resulting corner, Real Madrid go ahead and cross the ball in with Eden Hazard here. The ball comes towards Chevalier. What a save by Asenjo, just clawed that ball out, really, and the ball was cleared to Jack Christie. Christie took on Kivrak, one of our old Sunderland players, and Christie just went literally as fast as he could down the left hand side, turned his blinkers on, went through, could have sweated towards the far post, but I thought I'd try and catch Friesen out. Unfortunately, once again, the Italian goalkeeper who we signed for AC Milan and then sold to Real Madrid in a space of 6 months was too good for us, and the game did finish 1-1. So a fantastic tie. I mean, a really good ending, a really decent second half, and in general just a fantastic game, really. The first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final, our first ever Madrid derby, and it was pretty much everything I wanted, really. You know, I would have liked to win, of course, but in terms of action sort of packed games, that was definitely up there for the best one so far this season. It's certainly in the stint with Atletico Madrid anyway. That was a brilliant game, that was, and it sets up the second leg nicely. Of course, we've got that away goal, so that'll be really good for us. But anyway, we took on Espanyol in the following game. It was a really congested fixture list, I must say, because, you know, of course, we just keep playing in the midweek all the time now, and of course, being in the Copa del Rey, and soon we're going to be entering Europa League, so it's going to be really difficult to get it all sorted. But after a really action-packed game against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey, this was as boring as it comes, really. Willian Jose with the only goal of the game after the Espanyol defender just decided to put the ball back into play when it was going out for I think it might have been going out for no, it would have been going out for a corner, but even so, like, just let it go. Why play the ball across the edge of the own 6-yard box? And Willian Jose was there to capitalise, but even so, for once it's not me making the defensive errors, and that's really nice indeed. But anyway, we accepted a transfer offer here for one of our goalkeepers, who ends up going to, was it Real Murcia, or no, Real Zaragoza, or Zaragoza, I don't know how you pronounce these names, it's all difficult. But anyway, we only had 2 goalkeepers left now following Joel's departure to Aston Villa, so I decided that what I would do here is go in for a goalkeeper we had on loan at Sunderland. He's Viviani, he's 71 rated, he's fairly young, and he's still on the loan list after all these years, so I was like, fine, I'll try and get him in on loan, and he'll do for cover, because I always like to have 3 goalkeepers, you know, it keeps it realistic. But I've been reading your comments, guys, and a lot of you have been saying sign Samuel Nsaya, one of our old Sunderland players, our first Sunderland player that will rejoin us since we left. And it's crazy because right now, when this video comes up for you guys, I'm in April, and basically the first video I put up when we joined Atletico Madrid, I was already in February, so I'd already done this kind of transfer side. And it's crazy, like, I've been reading the comments and so many of you have been saying sign and sign, and of course by the time the first video went up, I'd already signed him. It's crazy how we're thinking the same, you know. Basically just try and sign and sire was the goal you guys wanted me to do, but you know, basically I'd already been bidding anyway before the videos had even been up, so it was really weird how we were both on the same page length. But I kind of spoiled it for you there, and Sire does end up joining, and to be honest, it's not a real surprise because, you know, I've said before, it's always nice to take old players with you, and Sunderland, they were really lenient, you know, 3 million plus an old striker in Borja Baston, who's never going to get into my side. And one thing we've been lacking Sarhian really is sort of a future star. You know, I mean, at Sunderland we had like a job lot of them, and at Atletico Madrid we got none. You know, we got some decent young players. We got players like Maz who are coming through. He looks quite decent, and we got a couple of like 21, 22-year-olds that are pretty decent. We signed on the free agents list, but in general we don't have a future star really that's in his teens, and Saya could be that person. So that's great, and that's fantastic, really. And Sire signs, and I'm really pleased with that. But here is a squad report as we enter the new month, and it's not that bad. It's genuinely not that bad. I was really fearful when I first joined at Atletico Madrid that every single squad report would be filled with old players going down in terms of stats, like we had at AC Milan in the first few months. But it's not that bad, you know. Even the young players that are pretty poor, to be honest, are still not that bad. We do have players like Ruben Perez who are really going down in terms of stats really easily, but they'll be retiring soon, so it don't really matter. But you know, even the mediocre players that we came in with, like Sol, you know, like players that I just thought, you know, really have no business for us. Really, they're just squad players. Even they are beginning to improve in terms of stats, and that's really nice. You know, even if they're barely getting into the squad, so it's not that bad. This squad is actually not as bad as I thought, and it doesn't need as much work as I thought it would need either. The central midfield area is fine. Like, that's done for years, you know. I mean, because we've still got Isco, Koke, Oliver Torres, Casemiro, my starting 4 CMs, and they may be getting on now. Of course, we're in 2022, but they're still okay for another couple of years. And when they go, we've got those free agents, so we don't even need to do any work for the CM area at all. You know, and the centre back area is beginning to get improved a little bit. Obviously, Quintero coming in now, and the striker role is there as well. You know, Jack Christie, Jimenez, and of course Nsaya now. So the squad is not that bad, and it doesn't need as much work as I thought it would when we joined. So I'm really pleased with what's happened in such a short space of time with such a limited budget. We haven't really needed to do much, but what we have done, we've done fantastically well. But anyway, we take on Real Madrid here in the second leg of the Copa del Rey. Of course, 1-1 in the first leg, so it set up a really interesting clash here at home, and we have that away goal as well. And how about this, man? Sutil Torrado gets a booking here, and a penalty is given for this shirt pull. This was not a penalty. I cannot believe that. Jimenez got a really good shot away. Friesen made a fantastic save, but the referee gave a penalty, so I was like, okay. But anyway, Jimenez stepped up and curled the ball into the top corner. Fantastic finish by Falcao's regen, and that gave us a 1-0 lead. So we had even more of a cushion here, and that was fantastic. But even so, in the 50th minute, Mayal picks the ball up here and finds Jack Christie. Christie rounds Friesen, and it looked like the simplest finish for Sol, but he chipped it. Don't know why I chipped it. I should have just smashed it, but it was cleared off the line. Then Jimenez on the half volley, his shot hit the post, and then Friesen got up to make a brilliant save. It was all action here, just like the first leg. It was such a fantastic second leg here in this Madrid derby in the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. But Nuri Sahin finds Labyad here. Labyad down the right hand side. He crosses the ball into Chevalier. What a great save by Sergio Asenjo. Sorry, I got a bit of a cold at the moment if you can hear me sniffing. What a great save by our goalkeeper Sergio Asenjo. But how about this, man? With 88 minutes on the clock, what a clearance by Quintero. But it was such an action-packed finish. This was literally heart in mouth moment. It was such a great finish, and then the ball gets cleared here by Friesen. Christie goes to shoot. It was such an accurate volley, but it was cleared away by Madrid. It was anyone's game here as things stood. We were going through, of course, but if Real Madrid scored, it would be going to extra time. But what a great finish. And then look at this from Quintero. I underestimated how tall he is because I was trying to head that back to Sergio Asenjo and he volleyed it at him. What a great piece of control by my goalkeeper, but we just about managed to escape. Then Chevalier took aim from range, and what a great save by Asenjo. And from that resulting corner, we were doing everything we could to hang on in the 90th minute. The ball got crossed in here. It was headed across the face of goal, and we were still just hanging on. My hands were sweaty, my heart was racing, I was shaking. It was such a fantastic finish to the game. And when Hazard picks the ball up here, plays it through to Chevalier, he crosses it in. Quintero gets a header away. It's still not clear, but there is Asenjo. Safe hands by the goalkeeper. He launches the ball forward, and thank God for that. The game finishes. I mean, such a great finish. It really was. The best part was when Quintero literally rifled the ball at Asenjo's chest. What a fantastic piece of control by my goalkeeper. goalkeeper. I just completely underestimated how tall the giant centre-back was. But a fantastic finish, and we go through by 2-1 on aggregate. Really great finish, and we're through to the final of the Copa del Rey, where we will be taking on Athletic Bilbao. So look forward to that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make that a live com, the first one of the new Atletico Madrid era. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please leave a like, because that really does help my channel out. It only takes 1 second, if that, of your time, and it really does help and is much appreciated too. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow afternoon.